live now, apparently. Okay, guys, so welcome to our home here in sunny Milton Keynes. I don't know what the weather like is where you are, but it's shining brightly here. Thank you very much for joining us for this short session. I thought it'd be great to do something that we like to cook at home with my family, with the girls here, and just show you a few little recipes. They're not really chefy ones, but we're going to cook some stuff, show you some stuff that we like to cook at home. So if you have any questions, to make this really interactive, ask me any questions, foodie questions that you have, and we will do our best to answer. But before we get going, I think I should introduce my two little helpers, the woman behind the screen. Let's have a look here. We'll just hand over. We've got Connie perched on a stool there, as you see.
Hi.
That's Connie. Connie, say hi.
Hi.
And we've got little Daisy here.
Hi.
Hi. Everybody's got their PPE on, as you can see, all on brand. Okay, girls. So, what do we like to cook at home? What's the sort of stuff we like to cook at home?
Pancakes, omelet, and like spatchcock chicken with like nice marinades.
Cool, cool. Okay, so I'm going to hand back over to Connie, and we are going to get cracking. So, first of all, what we're going to do, Daisy, simple pancake recipe?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what we like to do with our pancakes, Daisy, do you want to get the measuring cup out?
Measuring cup.
We go over here to the flour cupboard. Now, I know in these sorts of times that we're going through at the minute, you may not be able to get flour, so I've got a mixture. I've got some plain flour, I've got some self-raising flour, and we've got some extra self-raising flour from Nanny down the road, so we couldn't get any. Now, don't worry too much about self-raising or plain when you're making pancakes, because the difference between them is that self-raising has raisin agents in it, so it'll just make our pancakes a little bit fluffier. So we're cool with that. Can you see what I'm doing here? Do you want to come a bit closer? You're right.
Yeah.
You go a bit closer. Daisy, you pass me the bowl. Just the little one.
Mel says hi, Connie and Daisy.
We have any good questions yet, Connie?
No, not yet.
Okay, cool. So for this, we need some flour, simple recipe: flour, eggs, milk, and some more. Slam the fridge. Okay, so what we do in our house is that it's a real simple recipe. It's a cup of eggs, a cup of flour, and a cup of liquid. And I normally do 2/3 milk and just 1/3 water. That also works perfectly for Yorkie batters as well, doesn't it, girls?
Mm-hmm.
So you can see here we've got some eggs. We've got white eggs here, haven't we, girls?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is just simply crack those eggs.
Alex says, what do you like to put on your pancakes?
Ooh, what do we like, girls? That's probably
Lemon and sugar. Yeah, lemon and sugar.
Lemon and sugar. We're not a Nutella household here.
Yeah. And Mel also says, any particular sized eggs?
No, any sized eggs will do. We'll just pop them in there. You might have noticed that the eggs are white. The shell on the eggs are white, and we normally get brown eggs in the supermarkets, don't we? Mm-hmm. The main reason for that is just a variety of birds. So from a white chicken or a chicken with white earlobes, I think they call it, you get a white shell egg, and from a brown chicken or red chicken you get brown eggs. White chickens are quicker and easier to feed and fatten up and get ready to lay eggs, hence why definitely all of the US use white eggs, you'll see that, but we're starting to see it over here in this country. So back to this. In there we've got our eggs. Next we need to add the flour. So like I said, plain flour is ideal, but if you haven't got that, you can top up with a bit of self-raising. It's not going to make any difference. Or indeed, if you're making fluffy pancakes, here you go, Daisy, like that. If you're making fluffy pancakes, it'll just help them rise a bit.
Emma says, hi Simon, looking forward to being made to feel very hungry.
Emma who? Who we got? Emma who?
Emma Lister was Farnley.
Oh, cool. So we'll slap that in there. Give that a little whisk up. I mean, you can use a mixer, but you know, we like making a mess in the kitchen, so Mummy has to clear it up, don't we?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So in there, just bringing that together. And now there's a few cool bits of kit, like kitchen kit. You might think, oh, as a chef, he's real gadgety. I'm not at all, not really a gadget person in the kitchen. there's a couple of things that I just couldn't really do without, and one of those is this rubber spatula. So everybody buy one of these, available in all good cookery stores, but they're really cool for easing the mixtures away from the edges. What have we got here? So next in we need a liquid, so we're just going to slap a bit of milk in there. There we go. And as you'll see, they're not perfect measurements this, so don't stress too much about that. Chop that with a bit of water. Back over to me, we'll just incorporate this stage. Do you want to hold the bowl or do you want to add the milk?
I'll add the milk.
You add the milk.
Anne says, "Hi, Auntie Anne here. I would like a pink hen and pink eggs," with a laughing face.
Very good. Hello Anne, how are you?
Ellie Naylor also says, "I love your chef whites."
Oh, thank you, yeah. And again, in you go. So just start to incorporate this. Go on, get it in there, go.
All of it?
Go on, yeah.
There you go.
So, like I say, get that all in there so we've got a nice little batter mixer. Can you see that? Okay, cool. So if you're doing Yorkies, that'd be you. That's Yorkshire puddings, that's you there. You could just rest that and then get your oven nice and hot and your tins nice and hot. I'm just going to wash my hands.
Okay. Claire says,
Clear that away for me.
"If you had your own TV show, what would you call it?"
Oh, probably something funny like The Price is Right. Right, back over to me. So, pan. The other great bit of kit you'll need is a pan. Now you see this is probably the oldest, crustiest pan I've got in the kitchen. That doesn't matter. This is our favourite pan. I'm going to tempt fate and say nothing sticks to it. But we always use this one because it's a perfect size. Just put a bit of light on this subject there. Get your pan nice and hot. What have we got here? We've got some veg oil.
Kat says, "Can we have the recipe, please? Looks yummy," from Joe, aged 10.
Cool. Hi Joe. How you doing? So what we do? Of course you can. What we'll do, and actually the guys in my team have done another load of recipes as well. Don't look at this for the minute. This is a bit dangerous. Just for some reason can't get the bloody oil. There we go. So a little bit of oil in there. I just use standard veg oil. And the reason I use oil is because you can get it nice and hot. You can use butter, but you just have to be a bit more careful with how you cook it and stuff. So there we go. So we've got that. Leave that there, we'll grab a ladle. Can you see that, guys?
Yeah, I'm just coming a bit closer so that we can see the action. There we go.
See the action. So we want to get the pan nice and hot. And everybody knows that the first pancake always sticks to the pan. And that's generally Daddy's one. I'm not a massive pancake fan, but I'm always tied to the stove cooking them. How many pancakes would you eat when we roughly do this, girls?
6. Probably 6. Also, Ellie says, "How many pancakes will that make, the mixture that you've got there?"
That's a really good question. One, I don't know, because we always use this cup, and all I can tell you, we always eat all the pancakes. But how many do you reckon? You get 6, you get 6. You get at least 12, maybe
yeah.
more nice nickel pancakes like this. Okay? So the oil's nice and hot, so we're going to go in. Now the thing you want to do, that's quite hot.
Yeah.
That's what I said, the first one's always rubbish. The thing you want to do is just see how I turn that around, moving it around the pan, just so it covers all nice and evenly. That's that bit there. And the worst thing to do, lots of people do it at home, it's the biggest mistake they make, is jiggle a pan, get in there, start doing this, start doing that. Just leave it. Cooking, you know, it'll cook itself. So you see what I mean about the Maurice? If you just get that in there, that's coming away nicely, you see?
George says, "What would you recommend to drink with those pancakes?"
Oh, good question, George. Someone like you, I suppose it would be a nice cider, knowing you. But no, this is probably more a breakfast item, so I don't know, nice, for me, black coffee. Should we try and flip it?
Yeah, go on then.
Hooray! We've got a flip. Dennis, do you want to get a plate out for me, babe?
Plate?
Okay, so while that's going, we'll just sort of prepare our toppings. Now, like I said, you could have a dollop of Nutella, you can have some roasted bananas, you can have maple syrup, crispy bacon, pancetta if you're posh. Just get that wiped down. So we'll roll that lemon to release the juices. Just back over there, look at this, multitasking. There's the first one off. Just cut that like that. Take out those pips there. Little squeeze on there, Cons. Lovely, lovely. What else have we got?
Ellie Naylor says, how high can you flip it?
I know why she's saying that. She wants me to drop it. And then obviously you got to have loads of sugar on there. So, Connie, Daisy, that's your first one. Have a look at that.
John says, let's see. Oh, what did that say? John said, let's see your roast the bananas.
Let's see you roast bananas. Well, actually, if you follow our ISS UK comms channels, Steve Reed in my team has done a beautiful little recipe for some turnovers, some banana turnovers. So, using up thirds of bananas, maybe they've gone a bit soft, a dollop of Nutella in there, puff pastry triangles, and just wrapped up nicely and roasted in the oven. So we've got another pancake on the way. And you see that? Come a bit closer, Cons.
Vicky says, how high can you toss and catch a pancake? Let's have a demonstration.
Should we have a go? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see how this just evenly, it looks a lot more even than the last one? I don't know why that is, but it's always, the first one's always naff. So we're much better here now. Okay, so that's moved. We're going to give this a go, guys, yeah? See how high we can do it. Just cook that a touch more.
Sarah says, would you recommend haggis as a filling?
Haggis? Oh, Sarah Morton, that must be.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely, Sarah. We could have a bit of haggis. Why not? Do you like it? You like to eat that?
Joe also says, pancakes look amazing.
Okay, here we go. So we're going to go for as high as we can, yeah? You ready? You got all of that? Oh!
Whoa!
Wasn't high. Oh, that's not bad.
I'm going to try one last time.
One last time, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
Hey, not so bad.
Yay! Well done.
Okay, cool. So we'll just finish cooking that, and then we'll move on to the next one. What's our next thing, Daisy?
Omelet.
Omelettes. Okay. Where are the bowls in this house? Here they are. Here we go, up there. So, omelette. Why do we like omelettes, girls? We normally eat them on a Sunday, don't we?
Yeah, I just like the runniness of the middle, personally.
Oh, I like it because it's basically like eating breakfast, just all in one, and like you get like the bacon or ham, and you get cheese and like,
The different fillings are good
like
as well.
different fillings in there.
So, Daisy, do you want to get some cheese ready? Yeah. Okay, so back over here, omelette time. 3-egg omelette. And this is one of the first things I ever cooked as an apprentice chef when I did my first apprenticeship. And the French chef I used to work for used to really like his omelettes quite running, and it's something that we have as a tradition as well. We like it quite rare in the middle, not raw, but just rare, nice and soft. So I'm going to show you that. Mummy, on the other hand, she likes them more well done, a bit more like cardboard. So we go in 3 eggs. All we're going to do is just split that up a bit. Some people put milk in and everything else. There really is no need. You can put a touch of cream in if you want. Makes it a bit more luxurious, I suppose. Again, standard veg oil. We go in with that. Get that moving around. Go on, Liz. Here we go. So there's a couple of things that are sort of key to an omelette, really. So get your pan nice and hot again, and it's not like the omelette challenge on Saturday Kitchen where you're trying to cook the fastest omelette in the world. There's a few key things you've got to do. Nice hot pan again. We've got some butter here ready just to finish off. That'll give us a nice lovely brown golden glaze on it. And then also, yeah, it's probably to do with the technique of how I cook it. So once I go in with it, you sort of scramble it in the pan, and you're trying to cook all the eggs evenly, and then you get to a point where we said before, we just leave it, and that lets the base set, and you can then roll up your pancake from there. Any more questions?
No, not at the minute.
No questions?
Not at the minute.
Blimey.
If anyone has any questions, you can always ask them.
So, we'll keep that full. So we go in with the egg. Do you hear that sizzle? Hopefully you can hear that. Really bubbly, nice and hot. So like this, like I'm saying, you move the eggs around. You see that how it's coming from the edges. Move it around, and what we're doing here is just cooking the eggs quickly. Then you get to this sort of stage. Now you want to form the base of the omelette, yeah? So that's formed. We'll let that just set for a second, okay? We'll have a quick clear down what we're doing here. So in we go with that. And now if you're adding your fillings, I would do that now. So when it's nice and runny like this, I'd get your cheese in there. Dave, you got any cheese?
Yeah, we've got some cheese.
You want to whack that in there, darling? Careful, pan's nice and hot. That's it. That's it. All of it. Perfect. So we've got a lovely little cheese omelette there. Can you see that? Like I say, you can use ham, any bits of chorizo, pepperami. My girls like eating pepperami, so we can do that. You can probably stop there, babe.
Okay.
Okay, so now we can see the bottom of that is formed. This is where this spatula comes in golden again. So we'll just see that moving. Remove that from the side of the pan. Little knob of butter in there. We'll just get that moving. See, now for me, I would wrap that up and eat that. Me and Connie would eat our omelettes like that. I think Daisy's probably going to eat this, so we'll cook him a little bit more.
Yeah.
You see that moving around nicely. So have a little bit of Susie salt. Have in there, lovely jubbly. Okay. And then it's all about rolling it up. Can you get me a plate out, Daisy?
Yep.
So what you want to do to be real chefy, this is the thing, you use the pan to create that cigar shape. So you have pan in one hand, plate in the other, and you just, can you see that? Then you just sort of tip like that.
That looks really good. Perfect.
What we're doing, if you're in a restaurant as well, you would scoop that up nicely there, so it just looks like a nice little cigar. Okay, so omelette there, and I'll just show you the middle of that. We just cut that. So when I said runny, it's just a little bit of runoff on that, but that's all the taste hold in there. So is that cool? Everybody see that?
Yep, I think everybody does see it.
Any more questions? Come on,
No.
what's happening?
Oh, wait.
Susie Salt, love that. What else have we got? Paul Hegley's online. Hi, Paul. Stephanie, hello, Stephanie.
People said, can you do delivery?
Can we do delivery? Yeah.
Is the person with the camera really tall?
No, that was Connie on a stand.
And also, love your work, Simon. This is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Is this on... wait, nice slippers, chef. Can we get a mojito demo too?
Oh, what a great idea. Maybe we should do that next.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Big shout out to film crew, Connie and Daisy, great work girls, thank you. Nice shoes, chef. Pancakes look amazing.
Nice shoes.
Paul's watching.
Very impressed. Whoop whoop. Okay.
So, lastly, the last little bit we're going to show you, just real quickly. Again, Sunday lunch is a big one for us. Can you see this? Over here. Oh, cameraman. Sunday lunch is a big one for us, and obviously chicken's a nice economical way of feeding quite a few people. Now, all of my mates, as I'm a chef, always ask me, oh, how long does it take to cook this rib of beef or that, this, that and the other? And I always give back instructions. I'm thinking of Andy Gordon particularly here, always asking me how long to cook something for. But that's fine, I don't mind that. But just a few little bits. So this is about a 1.2 kilo bird, so relatively small, but perfect for us. But like all of you guys in busy families, I'm sure that we don't always think about it or get the chicken in time, or we're just busy, whatever. So we tend to what is called spatchcock the chicken. Now it's a good thing for two reasons. One, you can cook the bird quicker, and two, you could use it to marinate up, to maybe make a chicken wrap with the leftovers with a lovely slaw or something in it. But it's just a dead easy way of cooking it.
Lucy just said, he's talking about Daddy.
That's right, Lucy. Okay, so like I said, we've got about 1.2 kilo bird here, and what we're going to do to spatchcock it is really just cut down the back here. You see those lines? There's sort of a line on it. This is where the leg meat meets the backbone here, and down and down and down. Now, if you have really sharp scissors, which these probably aren't, all you need to do is take them, cut down there, yeah, all the way through. Flip him over, same the other side. So it's about 1 inch width, yeah? Cut down there.
Paul Phillips said, good work, Chef. Nice to see you back in your whites.
Very funny, Paul, thank you. So these are pretty naff, these scissors. So what we'll do, we'll just go back in the other way, and we'll just click that off of there. Daisy, can you get me a mess bowl, darling?
Yeah.
So, and then what we have is the chicken breast here. So what we need to do, the whole chicken here. So what we need to do is just both hands on the back of the breastplate and just push down. You hear a little crack, and he's nicely flattened out. So normally the leg meat takes quite a bit of cooking, yeah? And that's because it's all tightly wrapped up together. But because you've opened that, it's nice flat cooking space. So it actually cooks a lot quicker.
Sarah said, who's a better cook, Mummy or Daddy?
No competition, Mummy, for sure.
Really? Stephen Jenkins said, is this in my budget? Question mark.
Yeah, this is well within your budget. You can pick up one of these chickens for about £3.50. And then I'll show you little marinades just out some of the stuff I've got in my fridge or my spice rack that you can just marinate it with. So we're not actually going to roast this straight. You could just put this on a flat roasting tray and roast it up, and like I say, it'll cook in about 45 minutes to an hour when the juices run clear from the leg meat here. So if you poke in, usual juices run clear, you're good to go. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to slash this chicken up and try and get some flavour into it, because we're going to have chicken wraps for tea. So
Paul Hegley said, hey everyone, straight on the barbecue with that, Chef.
yeah, indeed you could. That's another great way of cooking this. If you know the weather's hotter now, so you could definitely cook this quicker on the barbecue before it went too dark.
So that answers the Bobbit's question as well, as you can definitely cook it on the barbecue.
Definitely. Okay, so you see there, nice deep cuts into there, because that's going to allow all the flavour to penetrate into the bird, which is what we want. And ideally, if you were marinating this, you'd want to do it for at least sort of half an hour. But I'll show you, I'll talk to you about something else.
Rebecca said, my kids are copying your pancakes right now.
Excellent, good stuff. So, what have we got in the back, lurking in the back of the fridge, Cons? Lurking in the back of the fridge, we've got, oh look at this. We've got some tandoori spice marinade. So, again, in these times we're always going to have bits and bobs floating around that we need to use up. We used this chicken marinade, or I wouldn't like to say, a while ago, but that's cool. So what we're going to do is just to release that out of the jar, and also to allow us to help with the marinade. What I do is I put a bit of acid, in this case we're going to use a bit of lemon juice, and it just helps all the marinated flavours seep into the chicken a bit more. So
Kat said, where do you get your knives from? I need some new decent ones.
Knives, that's a really good question. All my knives at home are Victorinox, which is a Swiss steel, and it was one of the first sets of brands of knives I always had as an apprentice chef. I just sort of stuck with them, but you can, I get this question asked quite a bit. There's the Japanese steel, which is generally a really fine grade of steel, which you can get super sharp, but it goes blunt quicker. Whereas the German and Swiss steels tend to be thicker, heavier steels with less folds, so they are easier to sharpen, but they should stay sharper longer, if that makes any sense. So, what we're doing, we're just loosening that marinade from there, and I think, so we don't make a mess, we'll get the roasting tray ready, we'll bang it straight on there. Important tip for all those people that do the washing up, or have to do the washing up after Daddy's made a mess, line your tray, do them a favour, line your tray. Bit of grease proof, bit of tin foil, whatever, that's fine. So we'll go onto there, let's transfer the bird over onto there, and all we're going to do now is literally work all of that marinade into the grooves. You can wear gloves if you don't like touching meat, but
Doesn't bother you, does it?
don't bother me. Well done, Johnny.
Not bothered.
On the back as well, let's see if there's any more juice in there we can get out. And you could do this with a garlic oil, a few slices of garlic, bit of olive oil, let that seep together, and then you could rub that in if you like garlic chicken, add some dried herbs, fresh herbs, any of your spices with a little bit of oil, that tends to help it bind to the chicken. That's great. We'll just wash our hands. And then what we should do, all important seasoning.
Bit of Susie salt.
That's the one. And now a lot of people say to me, oh God, you put a lot of salt in, or why does your stuff taste better than mine that I do at home? Don't be too afraid with the amount of salt you put on. I mean, I've got a lovely rock salt here, so it's a really pure natural salt for one. And then two, normally when you're seasoning the outside of a bird or a roasting joint, you're only really seasoning the outside, so don't forget when you cut and slice and you eat a whole slice of that, it's going to marry in with the rest of what you're eating. So it's not like, unless you just ate the skin, which obviously would be quite salty. But so there's that. Pepper, you got the pepper mill days?
Yeah, we can get it.
Pepper mill on the table, baby. Pepper mill. No date label, Mark Price. Very good, yeah. Removed before filming. And then we go in with just a lovely bit of pepper. And my girls like spicy stuff, so we like pepper here, don't we?
Yep.
So then that's really ready to go. Like I said, I'd marinate that for sort of half an hour minimum, but the longer you can do it, obviously, the better. You get more flavour in there. And then I would roast hot oven, 180, 190, 45 minutes to an hour, probably 45 minutes for this size of birds. And then you can just pick off the lovely meat when it's done. And that's pretty much it. So there you go, guys. I mean, there's three simple things you could do with some stuff you've got at home. Like I said, we've got other recipes to do with Easter that the team have put together, and that will be on our social media channels.
Steph says, not offering any meals on wheels then.
Is that Mrs. Hamilton?
No, Stephanie.
Yeah. Okay.
And also Stephanie says, can we see a photo of it later, please?
Of course you can. I will share with you what our dinner looks like later, if it's any good.
Rachel Daly also said, what would you eat with the chicken?
Oh, a lovely slaw. So actually, as part of this, we're going to do a bit like an ice bucket challenge. So I'm going to challenge Dave Bridge from my team to have a go with some sides that you could put with this lovely marinated chicken. I know he's a whiz on flatbreads and slaws and salsas and stuff, so he'll show you that. But yeah, really, I would have lovely tortilla wraps. They keep for ages, and then a little spicy slaw or something, and then just a little bit of chicken in there wrapped up. Yeah, that'd be lovely.
We got people saying fab demo, thanks Simon, and also people saying love this, well done.
You're more than welcome. Okay, so that's it from us, guys. What I am going to do is just flick over to my little mates here. Thank you from all of us in Milton Keynes.
Thank you.
And we hope you have a lovely Easter. We know we will. And like I said, check out all our ISS UK channels for more recipes and films you can cook at home.
Stay safe, guys.
Thanks for now.
Bye.
Bye.